who studies Jewish history struggles with the horrifying, horrifying images we have been inundated with of genocide, Holocaust. So it's a particularly painful situation for Jews in America now who feel, I'm looking at people being murdered in massive numbers. What is this? What does this look like? So I'm going to ask you folks to quiet down simply because I'm going to take consensus. How many people in the room would like to have no more yelling so we can discuss?
How many people want Palestinians? How many people want Palestinians over here? How many people want Palestinians?
I would like to commend Dr. I would like to commend. Max?
No offense. This is propaganda.
Okay.
You have us in here scared by Israelis. You have us in here trying, like sitting down, listening to a 15-minute lecture. No PowerPoint, nothing, but.
Excuse us. I'm sorry we didn't have
I asked
PowerPoint.
politely for the mic, bud. I asked politely.
Okay.
We asked politely.
Maxwell said that a presentation had been prepared and we were looking forward to hearing it. I don't think anyone's as excited about hearing it. Dr. Awad spoke very beautifully and respectfully, delivering a very serious and important comment, and I want to commend him. He did it without yelling, without screaming, without intimidating and harassing anybody else. And he is a long member of this community.
You say Jewish people here are sad? Say
Okay.
Palestinians are sad. We're all sad watching genocide. That's all we're saying. Stop censoring Jewish people when it's Palestinians that are dying. 500,000 people there are dying. My family is there. We're sad too. And I'm not a Jewish person. We are all sad, not just Jewish people.
Disrupting the whole thing. Nobody can say it.
Do you have a student to speak? Can you just get
Say Palestinians are sad, not just
I
one group.
have a question. Could you just get a student up there to speak?
Yes. We will be. Maxwell told me that students had prepared a statement, and you are more than welcome to come and give that now. We have to stop at 7:20 for Muslim prayers. So if somebody can come up and make a statement, please, we will be honored to hear it.
On behalf of Humboldt for Palestine, and not even just Humboldt for Palestine, the majority of Americans are horrified by what's going on. We are a community collective committed to educating the public about Palestine for nearly a year, and we express our deep concern and disappointment with the structure of this event. It deliberately excludes a crucial Palestinian voice by failing to invite local activists who have tirelessly organized educational and cultural events on this issue. It also disregards the expertise of Cal Poly scholars who study this topic, while neglecting the inclusion of those involved in the academic protests. Instead, the event gives a platform to individuals responsible for causing harm to students, framing this gathering as a celebratory occasion where the ongoing genocide in Palestine is reduced to a casual conversation over food, dangerously normalizes violence and erases the suffering of millions. We are appalled by the blatant disregard for the gravity of this issue and the silencing of voices that refuse to accept the normalization of this violence, of this genocide. We begin this with a quote from Palestinian-American scholar Edward Said. Humanism is the only, I would go so far as saying the final, resistance we have against the inhuman practices and injustices that disfigure human history. Embody your own humanism. Recognize that this is genocide and we're paying for it. If genocide is okay to live stream, what else is it okay to do? Is it okay that we're sitting here having a conversation about the history of this region of the world when its indigenous people are being genocided massacres with you. Are you witnessing these massacres?
You fucking witnessed these massacres.
Taking them in, letting them move you. If you were, I do not believe we would be gathering like this. You would be as changed as me. Sickened at the thought of this event as a community dinner conversation centered on anything other than a plan for ending arms to Israel and a complete dismantlement of the genocidal settler state.
Facts.
Language matters. Much of our ethical work here is to free ourselves from the weaponization of language and ideology that convinces us that Palestinians do not deserve total freedom and liberation. Language that normalizes atrocities perpetuates the violence of these atrocities. Calling for peace without justice is violent. Calling Israel's genocidal campaign against Palestinians a conflict or a war or international events is violent. Framing genocide as something that can be looked at through multiple lenses is violent. Conflating Judaism and Zionism is violent. And centering Zionists without addressing the anti-Semitism and imperialism and violence that the Zionist project is rooted in is violent. How dare any person here call for peace without naming the occupation, the ethnic cleansing, and the genocide? Asking us to be peaceful about this is asking Palestinians to accept this violence against them, to request that they accept it quietly, to not resist ethnic cleansing, apartheid, killing, and hostage-taking for 76 years. If you are one of the many people who believe that the subjugation and dehumanization of an entire population of people equals peace in the region, then you are the ones who normalize violence in this world. Without calls for the liberation of Palestinians, we are all just settlers who cannot imagine decolonization beyond empty land acknowledgments. Commit to indigenous movements of decolonization and land back worldwide, or else stop this nonsense of claiming you care about peace and about safety and about the right to live. And let's not keep requiring Palestinians to audition for your empathy.